What is going on there, peeps? Okay, so let's do an update to what's going on in Iraq. There has been a lot of chitter-chatter about the IFEX conference. We were able to get some videos. They're not as easy as you think they are to download. But what we've been able to determine so far is, yes, indeed, they did talk about the dinar. It was Alak who spoke about the dinar during the conference. And so what we found out is this. This is what Alak said. The dinar must first be stable in the country before it can be internationally. But he also said that he was encouraging that Iraq was open for business and that he encouraged outside investors to come in. Having said that, we also know that outside investors, if they're going to come in and do business, a couple of things must happen. One is Iraq has to have an internationally recognized currency. There is no ifs, ands, or but about it. And not only that, they have to change the rate in order for outside investors to come in, or it's too expensive. Sure, the labor is cheap in country, but importing goods from other countries that they will need to get their businesses going, it's just too costly. So rate change is going to happen. So there are a lot of things going on in which is in the works to help Iraq start to get their sovereignty back. Of course, what we're looking for, and we have not heard from recently, is our homegirl Blashart from the United Nations. Or has she chimed in finally? We will see. Everybody, I got PIMPY'S investment chat. It's the same name as my YouTube channel. You can come join us. It's free to do so. We talk about Iraqi Dinar, Vietnam Dong, cryptocurrencies, gold, and silver. It's free to come on in. If you have any questions, post a question. If I don't get to it, there are a lot of knowledgeable people in there. Just don't mention anything about the 800 numbers. We have a second group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. This deals with current events as well as things that you might call conspiracy. We talk about it all in there. So what? Bless heart. We can't get to it. That's like jumping ahead. So the finance minister, Baghdad, will face shocks that cannot be addressed without urgent economical reform. So one of the things that Alak was talking about, the need to reform the banking industry as well as their economy. Now, as he's saying it, and again, just let me remind you guys, the reason why they denied me entry into this conference is because I speak about the dinar. That's how I knew for sure they were going to talk about it. They didn't want me in there recording anything because they knew they were going to talk about the dinar. Now, they didn't specifically give out any kind of rate change, but they did talk about what needs to be done, and it's being done. It's already being done. I feel absolutely good about the year 2020, this happening. Iraq Foreign Minister Alawi warned on Monday that the Iraqi economy may reach crisis levels during the next year unless urgent reform measures are adopted. Reform is necessary, Alawi, who was tasked with stabilizing the Iraqi economy after the collapse of the crude oil, which cut the state's revenue by half. If we do not adjust matters during this year, we may face shocks that we are unable to address, period. Now, I can tell you again, and I said it before, I've read other articles. I like to read about the agriculture going on over there. There is a huge push to increase the size of their agriculture in Iraq. They want to do this. They're talking about helping out people like Saudi Arabia, who for some reason just seems to be disappearing as they become more of a desert. There are talks, and I told you guys about this, that Saudi Arabia is looking for the water from Iraq. Saudi Arabia is talking about building one of the world's largest reservoir. And they're talking to Iraq about some kind of pipelines that would help them. It's runoff water, goes down into the ocean anyways. But, seeing if they could get some of that runoff water to go through some pipes. And it would be cheaper because they're renting and leasing land all around the world to help grow their agricultures. But if you build one of the world's largest reservoirs and you trap the water and you have it in there and you fill up this reservoir, then you won't need to rely on so many people and you won't have to lease so many lands and you can farm it yourself. Okay? In exchange, what you're going to see is Saudi Arabia is going to help Iraq economically. The same with Kuwait. Oh, looky here. So Barzani came to Baghdad to put the final solutions to the mechanisms of selling oil and delivering Baghdad's dues. I told you guys they were already at the end. The final draft of whatever agreement was already in the makes, so it looks like they're getting ready to make it happen. So a member of the Kurdistan Democratic Party said that there is no option but continuous negotiations until solutions are found for the accumulated crisis between Baghdad and Erbil, stressing that the president of the region, Barzani, came to Baghdad to put the final solutions to the mechanisms of selling oil and handing over Baghdad's dues and vice versa. This is what we're talking about. We need this to help it get done. I'm telling you, one of the biggest steps towards Iraq getting their sovereignty all over again and a recognizable currency is they need to iron out their differences with their Arab brothers and sisters. And it looks like it's happening. Look, it even said it. We have no choice but to return to negotiating tables. There is no choice. Both regions are hurting. They need to team up together and put a resolution of what's going on. What is this? What is this? What's this? What's this? Oh, what can this be? Al-Kazemi assures Blashart that the government is determined to prepare and prepare well for the elections. This is the big dog. She needs to give the thumbs up and the stamp of approval that will help get Iraq back their sovereignty via the United Nations. So she's been coming in from time to time, and I know she's been working closely with Barzani. So this is something that they want to make sure is done. It looks like we're there. Look, whatever is happening is going to happen here soon. Something big is coming. There's too many things pointing to some really super big changes with currencies around the world. A global currency reset. It's going to happen. You want Trump to be a shoo-in for the election. Don't be surprised if he doesn't pull the trigger soon. But he can't do it if these people are corrupt. He needs to see that they're being serious. Prime Minister Al-Kazemi confirms the government intention to prepare and prepare well for the elections. So the office, via the news that they received on today, Monday, the special representatives of the Secretary General of the United Nations in Iraq, Janine Blashart, in order to prepare for the early legislative elections. We're talking about the parliament. Ms. Blashart asserted, according to the statement, that the government is determined to prepare well for the conduct of the elections and to overcome obstacles that were previously exposed to previous electoral processes, and that the upcoming election be a true and sincere expression of the will of the Iraqi people, because people were complaining that the elections were rigged, and that's how we ended up with a parliamentary group with a bunch of Iranian puppets. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. They're going to drain the Iraqi swamp. That's what we're going to see here. So the Iraq people and their aspirations to achieve development and political stability and the complete sustainable constitutional construction for the Iraq state, according to the statement. He pointed out the importance of international cooperation in the preparation process, as they have positive repercussions on the credibility of the electoral process. So this is what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you, Al-Kazemi, there's a lot of lip service, but he also seems to be putting foot to action. All right, so it's looking good. Let's keep it going. I'm glad that Miss Blashart is there, for reals. She is the big kahuna. She's the one that we keep an eye on. If you're interested in what she has to say, she usually releases YouTube videos to the United Nations addressing Iraq. The Parliamentary Committee announced agreement with the Ministry of Finance to secure salaries of the employees and the retirees. Good. I hope so. They should take care of their people. According to the official agency, a member of the committee said during a meeting of the Parliamentary Financial Committee with the Ministries of Finance, internal loans were agreed to cover the salaries of employees and retirees, as well as the external loan of $5 billion, provided that this amount is used to complete the faltering projects. And they need to. There's a lot of things that need to be done in there that could really benefit the Iraqi people, and that's what I'm hoping for. Look, Iraq is this place. I wasn't lying. One of the reasons why I was interested in the IFEX is because I was curious about the other investment opportunities. I made myself pretty clear about that. Don't get me wrong. I own the Iraqi Dinar, and sure, I want the rate to change. But along with that, I don't want to just be one of those 86% of the people that screw their money off. The more I read about what's going on in Iraq as well as Vietnam, the more I am sure that these are places that I'm looking in investing into. So I'm really pulling for them. I really hope they do really well. Okay, so the government should take economies measures and not rely on internal, external loans in its fiscal policy. Well, that's not going to happen. They need help. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so that is the update for now. As I told you, we did release a video. A lot of people hit me up privately, and I believe as well as on the comments, saying what the interpretation is of what they heard by Allah. That is not the full video. I will tell you that. I'm doing what I can to get the full video. Once I get it, I will post it. Yes, a lot of you people are going, I don't understand what he's saying. No, I don't neither. But the purpose was for those people that listen to it, that can understand it, if they didn't mind, to go ahead and just post what they think they're hearing or what they know is being said. Hopefully, we're looking for something good. I can tell you that they did talk about the dinar. They're talking about the stability of the dinar. They're talking about economical reforms and the process that they need to do. And also inviting outside investors to come in. That's what they're saying. Look, they said Iraq is open for business. Why I like that is this: they need to be and have an international recognized currency, and they can't do it at the rate that they are. There would be no confidence in the Iraqi dinar. That's not what we want to happen. All right, you guys, so that is the update for the news for now. I just wanted to share it because, it's really good news. I was happy to see that Miss Blashart was there again. That is great, and we're hoping for some good things, all right? I'll catch you later.